we're
sorry.
recording.
Go.
Yo.
We're talking about Invincible.
Yes.
Whoa. Wait, were you finishing? Were you saying something, Marcus? And I just totally interrupted you.
I was. It was more like a just a personal thing. Like I've been meaning to get to it, and Chris, the person who recommended Invincible to me in the first place, he's very upset at me because I haven't read a whole lot of it. Like I have the two compendiums, the first two.
Okay.
And I'm just at I just passed season 1, which is like a fucking maybe 1/10 of the whole fucking thing. So,
Wow, that's
It's
surprising.
a long.
That's cool.
It's
a
comics,
big story.
Yeah, the comic series is done now, right? Like they finished the storyline.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure they finished it a while ago.
That's
well,
awesome because that means there's going to be lots of seasons coming out. I would hope.
Yeah,
that's great.
I kind of
More than likely,
spoiled it for myself. Some of what happens ahead. But you haven't seen the show, have you, Marcus?
No, I haven't watched it. Like, I want to be one of those cucks who's like, actually, they did that better in the comic. Like, I've always, just for shits and giggles, I want to try that once.
You're gonna be that asshole.
So I will be one of those pieces of shit.
I know from what I've heard, one thing that the show does better is actually Amber, like Invincible's girlfriend.
Amber? Oh, okay.
Because apparently,
Amber in the comics. Yeah.
I'm curious how much they've changed from the comics and if the structure is the same way where the way the show is structured compared to the comics. So you're the only one with the context for the comics.
Yeah, I know from just seeing little clips and stuff on my For You page and on my Explore page on Instagram and shit. I know that the scene where Omni-Man rips through the superhero team and it's the first time that you see Omni-Man is like, oh shit, this guy's crazy.
Yeah.
In the comic, it's like if I'm remembering it correctly, it's very quick. It's like a bunch of them show up to this one place and then it's like something goes by and this dude is dead. And then someone else goes and then it's just that until the last panel. And then the last panel is Omni-Man standing there. He's like, I never really liked you guys anyway.
Oh,
and that's the reveal.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, so that does play out differently because it takes a while for Omni-Man to kill them, and then he's left hospitalized for a few days.
In the show, he literally struggles
Yeah.
with I forget what the team name is. The Justice League, not the
Guardians?
Yeah.
Guardians
of the Globe?
Yeah. Guardians of the Globe, I think, yeah.
Man, okay. I should read it too.
Yeah. It's a decent way through, or well, not a decent way through. It's like it's a good amount of time through it, but it kind of it's weird because it shows that, and then the next issue, I'm pretty sure it's just normal shit, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's happening? But one thing that's interesting that Chris Moulton actually told me about, and I think this is really cool, is who's the writer of the book? I think it's Alan Rickman.
Robert Kirkman.
Hang on, I need to.
Is it not Robert Kirkman?
Robert. It might be. Hang on.
Because it was Walking Dead, right? Same writer as Walking Dead.
Yes. Yeah. Robert Kirkman. So when Robert Kirkman pitched it, he had the whole Omni-Man twist planned out and everything.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not making a by the books superhero story. I want to do it like this. And I think it's Image Comics are the ones who produced it,
right,
or published it or whatever.
Yeah.
They were like from the beginning they were like, nope, you're doing basic superhero shit. You're not doing any crazy stuff. And so the first couple issues of the story are very, very, very generic superhero stuff. Kind of. It's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong, but it's very much this is kind of typical-ish superhero things that are going on. And then with the Omni-Man reveal, Robert Kirkman said to his illustrator, he was like, "Hey man, I really need to do this. The story has to go this way." And his illustrator was like, "You write it, I draw it." So they went behind their backs to release it, and they fired them immediately.
No, man.
And
What?
they canceled the series. But then they saw like the outcry from fans that loved it so much, so they were like, okay, bring them back and just let them do whatever the fuck they want to do. So that was the whole
Wait,
story
what
of that,
got them
which
fired?
I find very interesting.
Was it?
They went the Omni-Man like twist that he's evil
okay.
and everything.
Wow.
That's what that's what got them fired?
Like I said, the publishers, like, they wanted like very by the books superhero stuff, specifically with the Omni-Man thing. They were like, you're not going to do that. It's just a superhero thing. And Robert Kirkman and the illustrator went behind their backs and just did it and released it. And then they were gone.
Good.
Wow, that's crazy because that's the stuff with Omni-Man's like the best part of the TV show.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it's cool what you said about the first couple issues being like your generic superhero stuff because because when I was watching like the first episode all the way up to like the very end when they reveal the Omni-Man going psycho stuff. The whole time I was thinking like, okay, you know, this is just a very basic like superhero trying to find out who he is, like, you know, coming of age superhero story. And then that all immediately switched when they brought in the Omni-Man like reveal, and I'm like, oh no, this show has a lot more in store than just that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
Wait. Do they show that at the end of the first episode?
yeah. So it's pretty much just like it's kind of like a generic origin story for, is it Mark? Mark's Invincible's name?
Mark Grayson.
Mark. It's just like an origin story for him. And I almost quit watching the first episode because I thought it was like, I thought it was just another generic superhero story, but everyone was like raving about it, so I wanted to see what the hype was about. So I got to the end, and it basically like you get the title screen. I think, does it cut to credits before it hits to the like?
It does.
Yeah, it cuts to credits for a bit, for like a few seconds, and then it starts showing the Guardians of the Globe like going back to their like, you know, HQ, and then that's when they get attacked, and it's just the way they do it in the show. It's just like brutal because it's pretty tame for the entirety of the episode until that very last part. So you kind of get whiplash from all the violence that they show in that like last I guess post-credit scene. So it's
that's
good.
an interesting way to do it, actually. Yeah.
Is it is the comic just as violent as the show? Like, is it very violent?
It could get pretty brutal, and again, like, I haven't read a whole lot of it, and I haven't read it in a while, but I remember there are definitely some images where it's like, oh shit, like it's not like. Actually, you know what? I could just go get it. Hang on, 1 second. Yeah. So I'm gonna turn my camera back on for this. Because I should show you this shit. This is the first compendium of 3.
Okay.
Wow.
And this is how far I am through it.
Nice.
I've read this. And so...
Oh, man, that's just like the Batman Nightfall series. It's just a massive book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking enormous. Fuck. I lost my page. Whatever. Doesn't matter. But yeah, like, there's some pretty, like, you know...
Yeah.
That's pretty fucked up.
Okay,
rips the man in
dude,
half.
that's in the show. That's so cool.
Yeah,
that's
cool. That's really cool.
Who's that hero? Just to describe it for whoever's listening.
Oh, Immortal.
Yeah, it's Omni-Man punching Immortal, fighting the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this show is brutal.
But yeah, they do some interesting shit.
Okay, I'm assuming you would know if it is in the comic book. The train sequence.
Oh yeah,
Is it in
spoilers
the
for
comic
Invincible,
book?
by the way.
Oh yeah. That's for everyone.
The train sequence. What happens in the train sequence?
Why? Wait, is it not in the comic book? It's when he grabs Mark.
I haven't read it in a while, so
It's when when Omni-Man grabs Mark and he goes down into like a train station and he just holds Mark in front of him and the train like runs through them and it's just Mark like accidentally killing a bunch of people as a train goes past them. It's a brutal scene.
Oh wait, hey.
That's
It's
not
fucking
if
disturbing.
that's not in the comic book, then that's something the show
Let me check.
did better. Because that
let me see
that
here.
hurt me in the core.
No, for sure.
Because
That
their
was
whole
disturbing.
fight is like an entire issue. No, wait a minute. Hang on.
Dude,
There is a moment with the train.
okay.
No, yeah. So he doesn't do that. He doesn't hold him in front of it. They just kind of throw each other into a massive train, and it like collapses.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
A lot of their fight is like it's I imagine it's pretty similar in the show, but like they're throwing each other through buildings, and then like Omni-Man just pummels the fucking shit out of him.
Yeah.
Like he beats him badly.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing that the show did better than, in my opinion, because when he holds him in front of the train, because he's trying to quote unquote, Omni-Man's trying to teach Mark a lesson at that point and show him that human lives don't really matter. So he just like shoves him in front of the train and just he kills all those people, and it's just so. It's one of the most disturbing scenes in the whole series. So I think the show did that better.
My jaws literally dropped as I was watching it. Just like, man.
I love that that's one of Omni-Man's fatalities in Mortal Kombat 1 too.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
I think that's really cool. I saw that fatality and I thought that is some crazy shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's an awesome fatality.
It's cool.
Does Omni-Man ever mention Mark's mom during the fight?
Yes, he actually says to Mark, son, you must understand, I think of your mom as more of a pet. And it's like,
Yes. Yes. That is pulled straight from the comic. He says like the exact same thing, basically.
Out of curiosity,
Out of
curiosity, do you hear J.K. Simmons' voice when you read Omni-Man's lines?
Oh, I hear J.K. Simmons and Steven Yeun all the time, dude. All the time.
perfect.
Dude, perfect casting.
Yeah, it is flawless casting. I love those two so much.
Yeah, a cool thing about the Mortal Kombat game that you mentioned was I was watching a video of like Omni-Man's moveset in Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah.
And almost all the moves that he does are taken from scenes from the TV show. Like when he grabs someone by the leg
cool.
and throws them around, that's how he kills Darkwing in the first episode.
Yeah.
So I like that Mortal Kombat really took a lot of inspiration from the show and incorporated it into the moves. So it's cool.
I'm curious
That's pretty cool.
how, because Homelander's in Mortal Kombat 1 too. So I'm curious
I was
how
about to say that,
different their, combat style
I wonder
is.
what his fatality was going to be. I haven't looked at that.
But honestly, Omni-Man is
Homelander?
perfect for Mortal Kombat.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
They both are. They're
Yeah.
great picks for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think they've released anything for Homelander. I don't see anything here.
Okay, then
No,
prediction then. What
I
do we
think it
think
was-
the fatality for Homelander would be?
I think one of them is
He's probably going to stuff
like,
his dick in something.
Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised.
That sounds
That's
about
very
right. actually.
that's very
Yeah.
The Boys. I'm sure there's either it's a brutality or one of the fatalities. He's gonna grab someone, like he does that eye thing through someone's skull, like he did with
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
that.
I also think
girlfriend from
whenever
Karate
when
Kid.
he what's that blind superhero that's in season 2 episode 1 and he does like the thunderclap and makes him go
Oh,
deaf. That's
that'd be
totally
cool.
gonna be a move.
Man, there's a lot they could do.
Side note, that scene is fucking awesome. I love that scene. Just like, oh, you're such an inspiration, but what would you do if I were to, I don't know, do this? Now you're just another useless fucking cripple. Oh my god.
Man,
Dude, I love that scene too.
there goes Daredevil.
I also love the scene when he goes up to A-Train and he's like, I guess you're just trying to cram in as much fat fuck as possible, eh? He's like pushing his tummy.
It's so brutal. Like, oh my god, lay off this poor man. Give my boy a break, dude. Jesus.
And we've also got Peacemaker.
Oh yeah, Peacemaker's in it.
It's just kind of funny to have
wow.
Homelander, Omni-Man, and then there's Peacemaker.
Just a dude with a gun.
Yeah.
It's cool though. It's literally
That
John
is cool.
Cena.
Soldier Boy would be a cool add-on to that as well, I think.
Yeah,
I would love to see
actually.
that.
That would be that would be neat. I doubt they'd ever do it because they already have Homelander. So they're like, well, we can't do two things from The Boys, but yeah, that would be cool. It would also be cool to have like Bloodsport from Suicide Squad. But again, we already got Peacemaker, so
I think that'd be cool though, because like in Mortal Kombat X, they had, well, they're different movies, but they had a movie together, Alien versus Predator. Like to have opposing characters against them, I think would be cool.
That'd be fun. Yeah, that'd be really fun.
I would also love NetherRealms to make a Marvel, kind of like an Injustice thing for Marvel. I want it so bad.
Marvel versus DC.
I want them to make
That's what
something.
I want.
Well, they tried that already, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah, it was
That's
shit.
the problem. Yeah, it's
With Marvel versus DC?
Wait, did you not hear about that game, Josh?
It was a train wreck.
Marvel versus DC.
It's a bad game. Yeah.
It's a game?
It's another, or no, it's Mortal Kombat versus DC.
Oh,
yeah.
yes,
Okay, that
yes,
I know.
That's what we were thinking about.
Yeah. So they haven't. I know there's also, well, it's Marvel versus Capcom, but if NetherRealms handles like an Injustice game but with Marvel superheroes, I would cream hard.
Daredevil.
That would be crazy.
Daredevil. I think I want to go for him.
Dude, Marcus, Phoenix still hasn't seen Daredevil.
Yeah.
Smacking you through the screen right now.
Okay. Oh my god.
It's literally right
what
up his
you're doing.
alley, and
Why?
he still hasn't seen it.
Yeah, it's crazy because I like
only
Batman,
3
so I should
seasons.
like Daredevil. I've just been putting it off for too long.
Dude, it's
only 3 seasons.
it's literally what you're looking for from Marvel. You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Really?
If
It's-
you're sick of
it's
the
what you-
MCU, watch Daredevil.
It's
Especially-
literally what I'm looking for.
It's what you're
Like
gonna
all my
want.
complaints with Marvel, like right now. You think if I watched Daredevil, it would fix that?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
I don't think it counts as a Disney Plus show, but if it's technically a Disney Plus show, it's the best Disney Plus show they
I
have.
love
technically.
filmmakers, but I will totally get my girlfriend's dad to pirate that shit for me.
It's on Disney.
It's on Disney Plus.
It is on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they stole it from.
It's barely.
They stole it from Netflix.
Okay, editor Josh, cut that out. Great,
said-
it's on Disney Plus. Let's watch that. Awesome.
there you go.
Dope.
There you go.
Dude, honest.
Dude, it's I would even consider it barely a Marvel show. Like, it's not a superhero show at all. It's clearly like the same universe, which makes me feel weird whenever people ask, like, is it the same? It's like, yeah, the opening season is them talking about the destruction in New York. It's like, that's the first Avengers that they're talking about.
Oh shit!
But
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, because Matt Murdock is a lawyer, and a lot of it has to do with like real estate, because the Kingpin uses the destruction caused from the first Avengers movie to his advantage because they're rebuilding, and he's like, well, I can control all this shit, and I can just give these crime bosses all these different factions that they can control, and that's kind of his whole shtick at the beginning of it. But dude, you got it. It's like Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock and Daredevil is maybe one of the best castings in anything. Like, the dude is him. He's just straight up him. He's so fucking good. He was him and Vincent D'Onofrio as Wilson Fisk. They were at Fan Expo this year. And
Did you go to Fan
still
Expo?
to this day regret not being. No, I didn't. I wasn't able to go.
Man.
I had Jess's birthday. I had my papa's birthday that same week, so it just didn't work out. But I wish I could have gone and gotten Charlie Cox to like sign the box of my Daredevil hot toy. That would be so fucking cool.
my
But
god,
it didn't end up happening.
dude!
I want it. I want it.
You know, funny story about Vincent D'Onofrio. On a rough cut for our podcast, the first episode. You know, the TV behind us. I was gonna have a clip of like when you start talking about Daredevil and you reference him, that part. I had a clip of that scene in the 3rd season where the Kingpin's like punching the fuck out of Matt, and I sent Phoenix a screenshot. And on the screen it was Kingpin, and Phoenix was literally like, "Who's that? chubby bald guy on the screen.
And then Josh wouldn't tell me. He's like, "No, you're gonna have to figure it out." And then I said, like, "Fuck you, I'll just go to Marcus."
I
and
was
I'll
like,
text
"You
him the
should
picture."
know
And
this.
Then Josh literally said, like, "No, bro, that's cheating. If you go to Marcus, you are cheating. You have to figure this out." And then I went to Liam instead, and Liam's like, "Dude, I just think Josh is fucking with you. I don't think that's anybody." And I'm like, "You know what? I think you're right."
And then we played 20 questions. We played 20 questions.
Oh,
And I think I figured it out on like the 19th or 20th question.
Yeah, you were on your last few questions. I gave you lots of hints though, because it's like it is part, because he kept guessing movies, like Marvel movies, but it's a Marvel show, so
technically,
but it's man, it's just
Like, I remember when Kingpin came back in the Hawkeye show, the show that I had literally less than zero interest in watching. And then I get a text from Josh that's just, "Yo, did you watch a new episode of Hawkeye?" And I go, "No." And then he's like, "You might want to watch it." And I was like, "How about I just skip to the end? Because I know what this is going to be." And he was like, no cheating. You got to watch the show." And then on my lunch break at work, I just skipped to the end.
Bro.
And I was like, "Oh my God.
It's actually not a bad show.
It's Vincent D'Onofrio. Holy fuck."
Yeah,
It's
it
our
was a
boy.
big moment for Daredevil fans. But they made him real cartoony in that show. He literally rips out a car door.
He did that. He gets shot with like 3 arrows in the chest.
Yeah, and he also gets ran over by a car.
Holy fuck.
And he gets run over by a car. And he also loses to Kate Bishop, who kind of knows how to fight.
Yeah.
But also, Kingpin is a fucking tank. Like, Matt Murdock is trained in so many martial arts, like Muay Thai and boxing and all this other sort of shit. And it took him 3 seasons to beat the dude. But he loses to Kate Bishop. I don't want to be one of those assholes who it's like I don't want to sound like a woman beat him? Fuck you. And none of that shit.
You fucking asshole, Marcus. You are canceled.
Listen here.
Hashtag
you listen here.
canceled.
Cancel me. I dare you.
Everybody
you.
cancel Marcus right now. This
No.
piece of shit.
Get him out of here. Roast him.
You wouldn't cancel Andrew Garfield, now would you?
Speaking of Kingpin, have you seen the Echo trailer, Marcus?
I did not, but I did see. I saw a screenshot that's of Charlie Cox in the red and black Daredevil suit, which got me very happy.
Yeah, the vibe for the trailer is like it feels like the Netflix Daredevil show.
Nice.
That was the trailer you sent me, right, Josh? Over
yeah.
text. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's
Cool.
it's
Cool.
if that's like, if they keep the same vibe as what they did on Netflix, then I'm cautiously optimistic.
All right, I'm
Yeah,
sold.
Dude,
I've heard-
dude,
sold.
there's
I'll
no-
watch
I've
Daredevil
heard
now for you
people's-
guys.
Dude, there's no confirmation that Foggy or Karen are back. There's nothing.
Yeah,
There's nothing.
that annoys me.
And
That bothers me a lot. There's nothing there. I don't understand. And also
if they're
apparently,
not back, honestly, it's just done for me.
yeah. And apparently, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, and I don't remember the actor's name, but the actor who played Elektra in the show apparently isn't coming back, or it hasn't
Like
been
they're
confirmed
recasting
that
her?
she's coming back.
Elodie Young?
They might be. Is that her name?
Yeah.
She's great. I love her. Like to be honest, like season 2 is definitely the weakest season of Daredevil. I think everyone kind of agrees on that. I still love it. It's definitely the weakest one, and one of the reasons why it's the weakest one is the whole Elektra thing. But she's still so good in it. Like she's
No, she's
Elektra,
great.
dude. Like you gotta.
Just be careful what you guys say, because I think you've sold me on watching the show now.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's awesome. And have you guys read the newer Chip Zdarsky Daredevil run?
I have not, no.
No.
It is beautiful. I have not read the end of it yet, because I'm one of those shills who waits for the volumes to come out, where it's like a collection of a couple different issues. I don't buy issue by issue.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for the third and the final one to come out.
What is it? What is it
It's
called?
great. It's just look up Chip Zdarsky Daredevil. It's when Elektra becomes Daredevil.
Oh.
Okay, who is Elektra, by the way? Just can you give me a run through of who this person is?
Just watch the show.
Just
watch the show.
Okay, all right,
Elektra,
fair enough.
I'll give you a brief description. Elektra, in a sense, is kind of like the Talia al Ghul for Matt Murdock.
That's actually really good. That's really, yeah.
Okay, that's a
Right?
good
Yeah,
description.
that's good.
Actually,
That's a
that's
good
very good.
description.
So she's like she's one of his lovers. Then is what I'm hearing from that.
Yes.
Okay.
She's his main love interest most of the time.
Okay.
And a lot of people really don't like her, even in the comics, because they don't really give her anything to do other than just, I'm scary ninja lady who kills people, and you, Matt Murdock,
She
don't
literally
like
is
killing
Talia al
people.
Ghul. Okay. Yeah.
She's literally, well, yeah, it's that, but in the Chip Zdarsky run, like Chip Zdarsky does, the dude is amazing. I love him so much. He gives her so many more layers, and he makes her so fucking interesting. Like, when she becomes Daredevil, it's like, holy shit, yeah, like, do it. Be fucking Daredevil. That's fucking rad. And I'm not going to spoil what the reason is. I'm not going to spoil what the reason is for her becoming Daredevil, but they do some really interesting stuff with Matt. They do some really interesting stuff with Elektra, and I cannot recommend that run enough. I have every volume of it, because it's 2 runs, kind of. It's like his own Daredevil run, and then there is one of the big like Marvel events. I forget what it's called. Oh fuck! Devil's Reign, and then it's Devil's Reign, which is like a huge culmination where it's like Spider-Man and a bunch of other Marvel heroes like Luke Cage and everything, and they're going up against the Kingpin. And then after that, it's kind of the continuation of that run, but it starts back kind of at like issue 1. Like, it's its own thing, but it is a continuation. I strongly recommend you guys read both of those. Like, I can send you links and shit.
Do you recommend that I watch the show before this?
I
Probably should.
You can watch it at any time. Anytime.
Okay.
Any fucking
or
time.
you,
it's not like the...
Or you could just watch the Ben Affleck Daredevil Phoenix, and you'll be all caught up.
Eat a dick, Joshua.
Yeah.
Actually,
it's
funny Josh
Mr.
mentioned that. That's the only Daredevil thing that I've seen in my life is the Ben Affleck
That's why
one.
you haven't watched the show.
Man.
Josh and I, funny thing that
Okay.
this is mentioned.
Oh my goodness.
Josh was asking me about The Last Airbender before this too, being like, yo, the show is great and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen everyone's favorite version of that, the movie that everyone likes.
I hate this conversation already.
Listeners can't see it, but I'm face palming right now.
I actually forgot that movie existed, the Daredevil movie. That movie's so trash.
I have that movie on my list of Blu-rays that I want to buy. Sheerly for just the novelty of having it. I haven't seen it, but I've seen many clips, and it is goddamn hilarious. Like, Daredevil just casually kills someone at the beginning of the movie, just lets him get run over by a fucking train. And it's like, hey, guys, that's his main thing that he doesn't do. What is it with people casting Ben Affleck in a comic book role and just going, yeah, make him kill people? Like, what's that about?
God, that's so funny.
Anyway, my rant's over.
Well, one thing I wanted to mention about Vincent D'Onofrio, because this is a little side note away from superhero stuff, is Abby wanted to show me a movie the other night with Vincent D'Onofrio in it, and it's a movie made in 2012. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but it's called Chained.
No, I haven't
No.
And it's on Netflix right now. It's generally one of the more disturbing movies I've seen in a long time, where Vincent D'Onofrio plays a serial killer that only preys on women, and he picks up this mother and her son one day in a cab, and he takes them to this house in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Does unspeakable things to the mom dies, but then the kid grows up like as a prisoner with him, and they do not hide a lot of the fucked up shit that he did. And Vincent D'Onofrio is the serial killer, and he did a really fantastic job, because he genuinely is just it's really disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a scary man. Like I feel like he's the type of person I'd enjoy having like a beer with or something. But if he looked at me the wrong way, I would shit myself. Like I'd get on all fours and bow. Like that man is could be terrifying if he wants to be. That actually sounds very similar to Room, the Brie Larson one. I don't know if you guys watched that one.
Yes, actually, it's very similar to that.
I love that movie,
but they take it in a different direction later on in the movie. That is just it's fucked.
Yeah,
it's fucked.
This sounds
okay.
far more disturbing than Room. At least in Room.
Yeah.
Because Room edits out a lot of like the more fucked up stuff that I'm sure happened to them. Yeah, Shamed is just like, nah, let's just give them everything that this guy would do to this whole kid.
As a storyteller, I love it, but as a human, I hate it.
It's really hard to watch. It's one of the hardest movies I've sat through in a while, at least. It's oh my
god, good heavens.
There you go. So that's an interesting watch if you guys are down to get a little spooked one night. There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Chained on Netflix.
Okay.
Right on.
I'll keep that in mind.
I think that what you've said about Daredevil in terms of like when you mentioned it being everything I'm looking for in Marvel right now, you definitely got me a lot more interested in watching it because I'm not excited for any Marvel movie to come out. Like
me neither
at all right now.
Me
so
neither.
To hear that actually excites me quite a lot.
Yes. Dude, do it. It's like it's like, this is actually a pretty good way to put it. It's like calling The Dark Knight a superhero movie. Where it's like, technically, sure, but it's more crime. It's more of a crime and character focused piece.
I like that,
because it is. It's just, okay. We'll move on from Daredevil because we've been talking about it for like fucking 15 minutes.
Yeah. But
watch.
Yeah, I mean,
watch it.
But if you don't have the time, just watch the Ben Affleck movie again.
So, or just like don't. Like, it's either you go all Daredevil or no Daredevil. I think it's probably the best course of action. Anyway, what I was gonna bring up, I'm sure you guys have heard, but Insomniac has come out and said that Miles Morales is now their main Spider-Man in their universe. Obviously, spoilers for Spider-Man 2. I'm sure we're gonna go very
Markus.
in depth in that game. Thank you very much. What do you guys, because there has been a lot of mixed reactions to this. I think.
One thing I gotta say about the Miles Morales stuff is I hate to be that white guy that's saying this, but like it just people that complain about it, to me that just comes across as a little racist because I feel like they're just doing it because he's black.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
I think he's
I can
a
see
fantastic Spider-Man. I have no issues at all with him being the new hero. I actually really like Miles Morales because of the Spider-Verse movies, and there's some of my favorite Spider-Man movies I've ever seen. So I think it's a great step in the right direction because they really wrapped up Peter's story at the end of the Spider-Man 2 game.
I was...
okay, okay. I agree with that.
I remember I ranted to you yesterday, Phoenix, about... because I was scrolling through Twitter and I saw this lady who like clipped something from like her like Twitch stream or like a video or something of her. She basically was like talking to her camera and she was like, Miles Morales is. She pauses, and she says, Miles Morales, and then she goes through a Twitter thread of like saying that Miles Morales is not Spider-Man, and I don't want to get into it again. I ranted for like 30 minutes to Phoenix yesterday. The fact that there's still people out there who just like can't accept the fact that Miles Morales is Spider-Man is just big dumb ass brain.
It's infuriating.
Yeah.
It's fucking infuriating. I can't stand it. And here's the thing, right? Because I'll just say this right now. I think that the Miles Morales game is fine. It is a perfect, to me, like 5 out of 10, right? In terms of everything. I find the story super boring, but everything in terms of like gameplay and stuff is great. I find the story is boring, and Miles Morales isn't given a whole lot to do in that game. So had this announcement had come out after that game came out, I would go, I don't know about that, because I don't know if I like this iteration of Miles Morales. But Miles is really fucking good in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah,
he really
is. He's awesome. I loved Miles in Spider-Man 2. And more than that, and another thing that's really weird and really annoying about the people that hate it is it's like they're acting as if Peter is just gone, which he's not. Like, the end of the game, it is like I very specifically, Miles says, go be Peter Parker for a while.
Yeah.
This isn't Peter giving up being Spider-Man. He's gonna come back
for a
without
while.
a shadow of a doubt.
Not permanent.
Not permanent. He never he never once says, I'm done, you do it. He's like, I'm gonna just focus on me for a little bit. I need a little bit of a break. Can you hold it down for a bit?
Yeah.
That's what it is. And even if that wasn't the case, boo fucking who? Like, Miles Morales is Spider-Man.
Also,
he is.
I don't understand why people are surprised about this. The game literally ends with sort of just of like Miles saying, hey, I'm gonna take it over for a while.
Not being Spider-Man.
Him being like, I'm gonna take the backseat for a while. Now
like, why are people
like,
surprised?
What? Miles is the main character? What the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It makes no goddamn sense. It's so frustrating. I don't understand it. And one of the things that I think about when I think about like people that have been sending a whole lot of backlash against this whole thing is there was an interview with Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the guys behind the Spider-Verse movies. When Across the Spider-Verse came out, the interviewer asked them, is the whole idea that Miguel has in the movie of Miles not being Spider-Man, is that kind of like a reference to a lot of people who don't think Miles Morales is Spider-Man in the real world? And before the guy finished the question, they go, yes, 100% it is. Because it is stupid and immature to think that Miles Morales is not Spider-Man. Like, fuck, have you not seen Stan Lee when he was talking about how great Spider-Man is? Because he says, like, he can be anyone, or they can be anyone. It doesn't fucking matter. There is a spider person, spider thing, for everyone. That's the point.
I mean, that's
like,
literally like,
get over it.
That's literally the statement that the Spider-Verse movies make, is that anyone can wear the mask.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's still people arguing this.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
Yeah. It's silly, man. Silly.
I don't get it. That shit is incredibly frustrating to me.
Yeah.
Do you guys agree with my point that it's just a little like, do you think it's because he's black, or do you think it's related with other reasons?
I mean, people don't say this about Miguel. People don't say this about Gwen. I don't know why they're doing this specifically to Miles.
Yeah. I think so. Here's the thing, right? Like, I think definitely the fact that he's black has to do with it, or at least it has to do with some, if not a lot of people who have that kind of take. Some other people, I think, and this is, I guess, kind of a more understandable approach, but also just kind of like grow up a little bit, is the fact that for a lot of people, myself included, I imagine you guys as well, Peter Parker was Spider-Man to us when we were growing up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that. 100%. That was the thing. It was Peter Parker, right? Because like every fucking Spider-Man movie ever made was fucking Peter Parker, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's some backlash where they're like, well, you know, that's not my Spider-Man, which, like, you can still have your favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah, you can still like Peter Parker more than Miles. Like, that's not the issue.
But but to come in and outright say, no, he's not dumb. Dumb.
Yeah.
Stupid as hell. I don't care what the reason is. He is Spider-Man. He has earned the suit. He's earned the mask. Spider-Man has nothing to do with what you look like.
Yeah.
It has to do with your character.
Who you
has
are
to do with what's
on the inside.
Who you are.
Sure.
We are all Spider-Man. I'm not going there. But that's it.
So why don't we go into the game now? Because I feel like we also have a whole lot to say about how just fucking amazing Spider-Man 2 game.
Actually, I want to, since we're already talking about Miles Morales, I just want to bring up his awesome new suit. Full-on Nike ad.
Shut up.
Let's go, bro.
No.
Feeling it. You see his hair. You see that little blue on his
Phoenix
suit.
is out.
Hell
Phoenix
yeah.
is gone.
Best freaking suit, bro.
Listen, here's the thing, right? Here's what I'll say. I think I don't hate the suit as much as everyone else does. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. I always like a Spider-Man suit that has a hood, so that just kind of is like an automatic, like, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the mask, actually. A lot of people don't like the fact that his hair is sticking out. I think it's pretty neat.
Mm-hmm.
But then below the neck, bleh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gross.
For me, it's the cyan color that's running through the suit.
Same.
I like when you do the variant of the suit and it's like red. I think it looks a lot better that way.
There's a black variant of the suit that I think looks a lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or it's like black. Is it black and white?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
It's just
But
the cyan
there
color,
is
though.
a
The cyan
variant.
color just completely throws
It's
me
gross.
off.
Yeah.
Also, it just kind of, for story-wise, it kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Where he just comes in and he says, you know, I need my own look, like something along that lines.
Yeah.
But like that suit, he made his last suit. That was his version of the suit. Why is he making a new one?
I was about to say that.
Literally.
I was about to say, first of all, like, dude, New York is going to shit. Okay? Like, there's fucking aliens running around everywhere.
The world is
and
about to
this
be
man
fucking
is-
destroyed.
It is literally about to be destroyed and taken over by symbiotes, and I would love if, like, at some point when you're playing as Peter, you can do the whole thing where it's, like, switch to Miles, and the intro cutscene is just him in his garage, just, like, fucking, like, sewing together this suit, and, like, and then there's just people screaming and crying and explosions behind him, and it's like, my, like, did you have that suit ready before or something? It's like, it's a thing where it's like, the game would be no different if he didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like, I get the feeling
It's
that they
silly,
were like,
yeah.
oh, well, we gave Peter the anti-venom suit, so we got to give Miles a new suit,
It felt
right?
rushed.
It's like, no, you don't.
Well, that's...
It felt super rushed, because it's
Yeah.
again, like what Josh said, and I was about to say the same thing, the suit that he makes in the first game is exactly that same point.
his
of,
own suit,
a
like
Miles
it's his
Morales
version of
original.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a one of one. That's exactly what he did. And there are some people that are like, oh, well, that suit is still, like, you know, inspired by Peter's. But it's like, yeah, so is this new one. He has the same lenses, the logo, the webs,
It's
the
literally-
everything. Like, he's got everything.
Yo, it's the
Like,
same.
I don't-
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I
Well,
also
one point I
hate
want to make
that-
about Miles in the... Oh, sorry, Josh, you go. I'll go to that next.
I feel bad constantly like interrupting you guys. No, I just
Oh,
want.
you're okay.
I just wanted to say
We're all
I
interrupting each other here. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
yeah, this is what happens when we have virtual podcasts. I also hate that you're pretty much stuck with it in the last last part of the game. You can't change the suit at all for either of them.
You just have to
just
look
stuck
at it
with
and be
that
like,
suit.
oh, this cyan is
This
just
the
not
walking
it.
Nike ad. Anyway,
I love the memes that they've come out with it, like that scene when like you first see it and someone does the AI thing with Yuri Lowenthal's voice where like he lands and Yuri's just like, what the fuck are you wearing? And he's like, I thought it was time for a Miles Morales original, you know, one of one. And then you hear Peter just go under his breath, like, or not even under his breath, he's just, that shit's fucking ass, bro. Like in Yuri Lowenthal's voice. It's
awesome.
So
It's
funny.
perfect.
It's so funny. Like it's not a good suit. It's
No.
not.
I think I'm on that side too.
like-
The suit is okay. It's just not. It's not it.
It's not it. It's a thing where it's like, if this was like an added on suit, like if this was a suit just in the game, like the Scarlet Spider or the Last Hunt suit or the whatever, like not one that you had to earn, but just one that you got when you hit like level fucking 32 or something.
yeah.
Like then that would be like, whatever,
Yeah.
fine. I'm not really gonna waste my breath on it because there are some bad suits in the game. I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Pretty much if it was a pre-order suit, that would fit in perfectly. Because the pre-order suits suck.
I don't like any of the pre-order suits. I don't know what
They were not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the pre-orders over YouTube, and they're all pretty like, they're
lame.
Just not it.
Did you hear about the suits that are coming to the game though?
No.
No, actually.
Like a DLC?
No, not a DLC. It's going to be like an update, and it's going to be a patch or something like that, and they're going to add in new suits. Don't get excited. They don't look good either. They look pretty bad. Because they're also like, there's like maybe one or two that look decent. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. There are like maybe one or two that look kind of decent, and it's maybe a thing where it's like, oh, maybe if they're given different shaders, then they'll look fine. Because a lot of them, or a couple of them, it's like, man, why'd you pick that color?
We need the Spider-Man Lotus suit, dude.
Shut up.
Where was that? Man, come on. We need that extra tension between Peter and Miles.
Okay.
No, give me the Spider-Man Lotus suit that only pops up when the symbiote takes over.
Perfect. I agree.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it, Insomniac, you fucking cowards.
Okay.
I'm kidding,
Now,
I love you, Insomniac.
Let's move on. I want to talk about an issue that I had with Miles in Spider-Man 2.
Okay.
And not necessarily with his character. And now, just to say, like, we've been saying a lot of bad things about the game. We all love the game. The game is great.
I love the game.
Yeah,
love
but
it.
there's one thing I didn't like that they did with Miles is I felt like they made it a very like Peter Parker heavy story, which is fine. We all love Peter Parker. But I felt like in this game, Miles took a bit of a backseat, and towards the ending, a lot of the stuff between him and Mr. Negative, and again with like him coming out of nowhere with the suit, and just kind of like being like, "Oh, you did that? Okay." It all just felt very rushed. Like they really were focusing on Peter, and then they kind of decided to focus on Miles after.
I don't know. It felt pretty balanced to me.
Yeah,
I gotta play it again, but
I would agree with Josh on that. Yeah,
I don't think so.
but I do see what you're saying for
yeah.
sure. I totally see what you're saying, and I have heard that criticism before, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but like even the little thing they give him where it's like he can't finish writing his college essay, and like he start and it I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it was a thing where from the very beginning I was like, oh shit, this kid's struggling with like identity issues. Like the only thing he's able to write is my name is Miles Morales, and he doesn't know who Miles Morales is. Like he doesn't know who he is. That's why he's struggling to write this essay. Plus he's holding on to like all this anger and resentment towards Martin Lee. And then at the end of the game, he ends up doing it, and that's kind of the reason. I guess that's the reason why he gets that new suit at the end. But I don't know. I found his story really satisfying, but I do totally get what you're saying, where it's like this kind of came in out of fucking nowhere. Like, but I don't know. I didn't really have much of a problem with it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I didn't think it affected my my impression of the game at all. It's just something that when I was thinking about the game afterwards, I thought like, wow, a lot of the later on in the game, it really focuses between Harry and Peter and like the symbiote stuff, which is more related to Peter's side of the story than it is with Miles. And I felt like Miles has kind of got a little bit lost at that point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. I definitely see what you're saying. Yeah. I think that might have also been kind of intentional. Because as Peter starts hanging out with Harry, he kind of starts sidelining Miles a bit.
Yes.
Like there's times where it's like he's on the phone with Miles, and then he's like, "Oh shit, Harry's calling, gotta go." Like, and he does kind of push him off to the side before the symbiote even gets to him. So I think that was kind of an intentional thing. But again, I totally see what you're saying. I kind of agree with that actually, but it was a thing that I didn't really have too much of an issue with it.
Oh yeah. It's really, for me, it's more of just like a minor complaint because the story is still great.
Sure.
The story is still
all my
fantastic.
complaints are pretty minor.
Yeah.
Like I definitely have problems with the game, but it doesn't ruin it for me. But I do kind of wish that like in terms of the main story, like this is far faster paced compared to the first game, but I kind of wish we had some breathing room and just kind of ease in some moments, because it just keeps going if you just go through the storyline, and it almost feels like that's what made it feel like it felt like we didn't. I felt like it could have been longer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, actually,
no, absolutely, it could have been longer.
Yeah,
that's true. That's probably why I also felt like part of the game was rushed, like with the Miles End, because it was super fast paced.
Yeah.
So maybe that actually could be related to why I feel
they
that
really
way.
like jammed a lot of stuff into this story, which is like really cool. I just kind of wish they slowed down a bit at some moments to just let things digest.
Yeah, I wish we had more moments like the Coney Island thing, which like I really enjoy that part of it when you're at like the amusement park and everything. But I will admit that it does get pretty awkward when you're playing and it's just you just listen to everyone maniacally laughing while they have like these straight fucking faces on like roller coasters and shit. It does kind of make you go, okay, I'm kind of I that's basically. But it's a really cute idea and it's a really cute scene because I'm playing through the game again now, and I got to that moment and I thought, you know what? There's a button to skip it, but I'm just gonna go through all of the rides and all the games and everything. And I was like, this is fucking adorable. I very much enjoy this segment of the game. I do agree, and I do think the game should be longer. It was when I was playing it, it felt a lot longer than it actually is, and I think the reason for that is because I didn't want it to end. So my brain was constantly thinking about when am I going into the third act, and that made it feel longer.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
The anticipation of waiting for things to build up to where you want them to be.
It's kind of the thing where it's like it's almost as if I was staring at a clock the entire time, like staring at the microwave tick down, and it makes it feel longer.
Right.
You know? Like it was that kind of effect. But I really wish we got more stuff with Kraven. Like the stuff with Kraven is so good in the game.
Yeah.
The guy who plays him is amazing.
He doesn't have a lot of lines in the game. Like he doesn't do a lot of.
I'm fine with that.
Speaking, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with him being silent. Yeah.
One thing I wish we saw was him actually killing those villains, because you just kind of find out about it, but you don't see it happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish we saw some of them. Some of them, I'm totally cool with like leaving it up to interpretation. Like I kind of like the fact that we don't see Shocker get killed because it's a genuinely sad moment, and just to hear him kind of like, yeah, I got rid of him. Like he does have respect for him clearly, but I don't know. That's but you know, it would have been nice to see him kill like the Rhino because I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Yeah.
Is
he dead? Because I never encountered the Rhino.
Yeah. I don't think they should.
So here's the thing. There is this thing that people have found where
the
if
secret
you
room?
do a glitch and fall through the map, yeah, there's a secret room and you see Rhino's head on like a mantle as like a taxidermy thing. So he could be dead or he could be alive. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because I feel like we should have gotten more stuff with Kraven.
Yeah.
And then there's some other, I guess, kind of gripes that I have with the game where a lot of it boils down to, well, it's a video game, so you kind of have to have this stuff. Like, you know, Kraven having an army.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of silly.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, that's not... Yeah, Josh was telling me a lot more about Kraven, and apparently he just doesn't have that.
No.
He does not have an army. It's him. He is a lone fucking soldier. Like, and that's one of the coolest things about him.
Yeah.
And it's when you're playing the game, it doesn't feel that weird, I think. But when you take into consideration like the comics and especially Kraven's Last Hunt, it's like, I don't think he'd do that. I don't think he would be like. I feel like he would see an army as like a waste of time.
Oh yeah.
Where it's just like I don't like. I'm here to hunt things. Like this is about my glory. Why would I make other people do my dirty work?
Exactly. It's kind of weird where he's like, I need a worthy opponent, but I'm also going to send these robot dogs after you while I'm fighting you.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the middle of a fight with him, he sends these dogs. I'm like, bro, you can't fight me yourself?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. But again, the game, love the game, but it's totally fine to have criticisms, of course.
Oh, yeah. I think the way that Kraven died was perfect, actually, because...
I like that.
It's brilliant.
Kraven is portrayed as like such a like a scary figure. Whenever he came on the screen, I was like, oh crap, shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
So to see Venom just completely muck the floor with him, like it was nothing, completely just sold Venom for me as like, oh shit, like Kraven was bad, but Venom is way, way worse.
So much worse. So much fucking worse. I love that whole sequence. I love the fact that the game really toys with the idea of like, holy shit, is Peter Parker about to become Venom? Like for a large majority of the game, I really thought it was going to be Peter.
Same.
And the moment that sold me was when he touches the meteorite and then his suit changes, and it's the more like jagged logo and shit. And I was like, oh fuck! I out loud said, I was like, Peter, no, Peter, take it off. Peter, take it off. You're about to become Venom. Stop it. And I love the fact that even Kraven saw that. He was like, you're still holding back. Let go. Fight me. Like right now, let go of all of that shit.
Yeah.
I love that whole thing, because for a very long time I really thought it was going to be Peter, who just like in a quick moment, like he grew teeth and just fucking went for him or some shit. Or actually, no, you know, the moment I thought it was going to happen was when you're playing as MJ. And it's when Peter's asleep, which I love that they did that Spectacular Spider-Man thing where Peter's asleep but the symbiote keeps going. I love that so much. But it's when, this line is so fucking cold, but it's when MJ tases him to wake him up, and then you just hear MJ run. It's so creepy. And you just have
it
to
literally turns into a horror.
You just have to haul ass. It's your only option is just run. Get the fuck out of there. There is no point in fighting him. He's gonna kill you. That's not Peter Parker anymore.
We are not a thing. We are Venom.
That whole scene is great. I love that fight with Scream.
Yeah.
A lot of people complained about how long it is. Like there's too many phases to it. I love.
No, I
love
love it.
I love how long
It made
that
it
fight is.
Perfect.
It worked for me emotionally because it really felt like you were fighting MJ as it was happening.
Yeah.
Because the dialogue between them while you're fighting, it's a couple's fight, you know. It hurt.
Yeah, they're literally just having an argument.
Yeah,
like, it's an argument with this insane fucking.
That's
like,
a funny way to put it.
yeah. And I felt it, man. I was sad. I was like, oh man, this is how MJ felt.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. I like how they portrayed it too, because I thought MJ took such a backseat in the game, but after that fight, I realized, oh shit, they did that on purpose, because MJ felt like she was not being seen or heard by Peter, and it all comes out like in this fight. I'm like, that's why MJ was kind of just took a little bit of a backseat in the game.
Yeah. Bully Lowenthal might be the best version of symbiote Peter Parker also. Why don't you pop some more pills and tell me how you really feel? That is the meanest shit. That is the meanest fucking thing he could have possibly said. And the shit talking that he throws at Lizard, like, you're too weak to quit. No wonder your family left you. Ooh, God.
Brutal, man.
Peter, relax. I love seeing a mean Peter Parker every once in a while. It's nice. Great.
Yeah.
It's very
and
nice.
Here we were thinking we were gonna get Bully Maguire, and then we got that. Just him roasting people left, right, and center.
Yeah, they do it really well, because it's like I love the fact. And I'm really glad that they did this, and I was worried that they wouldn't.
Did we lose him?
I think we lost him, man.
We can't hear you, Marcus.
Marcus.
That's a great point, Marcus. Shit. That was great.
No,
that I completely agree, dude. Marcus saying all the right things.
Before it got cut out, I do agree.
Ah, damn it.
I feel like they did everything, at least with a short time that they had. Hello?
I think I heard him.
I hear ooh. Was that him growling?
Help me! I'm stuck in the void.
I hear you now. You're back.
We hear you.
Marcus, reach for my hand. Reach for my hand.
Joshua, please. You're gonna have to kill us. You're gonna have to kill us.
I'll always love you.
No. I'm going out into my living room. I'm gonna see if it's better.
All right. Are you still recording, by the way?
That is how Markus died, everyone.
God, I'm so curious how his recording sounds on his end.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm very excited to send you this recording. That's all I'm saying.
It's gonna be great.
I was screaming. My grandmother is probably worried.
Oh, poor granny.
That's awesome.
But that's awesome.
Yo, my grandmother's probably scared that I'm dying right now. Yo, dude, that's awesome, bro.
Yo, that's wicked, man. Shit.
Yeah, shitty shit,
Yeah.
bro.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, you were saying?
I was saying I'm really glad that they did it this way, and I was worried that they weren't going to. I was worried that they were going to go down the same path as in Spider-Man 3, where it's like, oh, he got the symbiote. Guess what? He's an asshole immediately.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that. He gets the suit, and he's just like regular Peter Parker, but he seems a bit more like energetic.
Yeah,
which I really like. Because you get the impression that he's kind of not necessarily sick of being Spider-Man, but he's just kind of like, I need a break.
Yeah.
I feel like I always have this obligation to do it, but then he gets the symbiote and he's like, oh, I'm like not even getting tired and I can do so much more. And I love that. And then he slowly kind of starts like getting a bit more snippy. Like it seems like he's in a bad mood and he kind of turns to more towards anger than anything. Until the point where it's like, this guy's just a fucking alien. Like, this thing has completely taken him over.
It's a nice gradual change.
Yeah. Because it's also like, they don't really do the Spider-Man 3 thing, but they kind of do the thing where it's like, the jokes that he make are like super corny.
Yeah.
But he says it with such confidence because of the symbiote, where like he says to Harry, he's like, just relax and be a good proton. He's like, what? He's like, just stay positive. Like, that's such a stupid bit, but he says it with so much like charisma and like I said, like confidence behind it.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, that's funny.
And
like, that's cute.
There's also everyone's favorite line too, and he's like, I didn't know there were bears in these woods.
Yeah,
but before we get started, I have one thing to say.
There's something I need to tell you.
I'm fresh out of honey.
He gets fucking slammed through a window. It's excellent. I love it. I love it so much.
Story-wise, which do you guys prefer? The first Insomniac Spider-Man game or this new one, the second one? Because for me personally, I felt more one. Yeah, I felt more emotionally invested with the first game.
Fully agree.
Yeah.
Completely agree.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I always feel like I'm the freaking outlier with you guys, but
what's your hot take, loser?
I have another hot take here. First Spider-Man game sucks. No, I'm kidding.
How dare you?
Yeah. What the fuck did you just say?
So I actually like that the Spider-Man 2 game is a little more fast-paced than the first Spider-Man PS4 because I love Spider-Man PS4 with all my heart. Fantastic game, one of my favorite games.
I've played really?
In a long time. Yeah, well, definitely. Like it's definitely up there with like the Batman games for sure with me.
Yep.
Like in terms of like for writing superhero games, like Spider-Man PS4 is there, but I always felt like the story in Spider-Man PS4 was a little more slower paced than I personally would have liked. So I'm happy that that was a little faster in Spider-Man 2, but I think they need to create like a bit of a better balance next time because I felt like this, I agree with Josh's point, this one was a bit too fast.
Fair enough. I think it's fair. I think that is like an opinion that a lot of people have shared. I think I agree with Josh where I feel like I connected with the first one more.
Oh yeah.
And maybe it was because there was, I guess, kind of less going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Spider-Man 2, there's so much crazy shit happening where they were just like, fuck it, throw in a bunch of comic shit. And I love that they did that, but it is also like, there's so much going on here. But in the first game, it's like, let's just introduce you to this version of Peter Parker and just fall in love with him and all the characters around him. And I felt a lot more of an emotional connection to Peter in that game. Still love him in the second one, don't get me wrong. I was still very much invested in his story and everything like that. But again, I was just, I think I was more, I like the fact that the first game feels a bit more grounded. I guess it's more simple, if anything. The second one steps it up, which I think a sequel should do for sure. And I don't think it goes too far or anything like that. I think it balances it very, very well. So yeah, to wrap it up, I think that to me, I like the first game story better, but I love them both. So it's kind of apples and oranges at that point.
Yeah.
Both are really good games, so it's kind of hard to like choose which one's better because.
Right on.
Oh no, they're both so great.
Nonetheless, Insomniac, you're doing the right shit. You're pushing all the right buttons for me so far. I can't wait for the Wolverine game.
Would be so excited.
Same
for the
universe.
Wolverine game.
Same universe, boys.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Dude, the Wolverine costume in Spider-Man 2 just got me so hyped. I was like, oh yo, he's here.
That suit is. That's one of the bad suits.
No.
But
I thought it was
that suit is dog shit. That suit is dog shit, but it's Wolverine. That's the thing.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, okay, I agree with that.
But honestly, if it's Insomniac just handles any Marvel game, I'm down. I'm buying it. You have my money.
If Insomniac handles any superhero game, I'm down.
We should talk about. We should make a video about like superhero games that we would like to see. We should make a video about that.
I'd like to see a good Avengers game.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I'm still a little. I still have a bitter taste in my mouth with the last Avengers game that we had. So
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
So whoa.
I think a Superman game could work out very well with Insomniac because I think if they're good at making Spider-Man, Superman's a good contender for that.
All right, I can see that.
Anyway, we need to wrap things up.
Daredevil and Moon Knight are at the top of my list, but yeah, we do have to wrap up. We will continue this conversation. We'll have a full video for that whole conversation, though.
Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you for listening. To anyone listening,
yes.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to Sam.
Yes.
Huh?
Shout out to Sam because he texted me earlier today. And he said he was really excited for the second episode to come out. So this is for you, pal. Thank you for being a New Ones fan. We love you. He
messaged me like a week ago, but I suck at answering DMs, so I haven't responded to him yet. But Sam, I love you.
Yeah. Why didn't you message me, Sam? What the hell? Anyway,
really?
you still have some time, Sam.
I'm kidding. He's not.
Yeah,
racist.
the one Filipino guy in the podcast, and you don't message him. All right, whatever. All right, whatever.
It's a bit suggestive.
Do your thing, but
thank
you for listening. Thank you for listening to us ramble.
And as a reminder, our podcast can be found on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Castbox, Pocket Casts, and a few more because the list is insanely long.
Yeah, we're everywhere, dude.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pornhub.
Pornhub.
We haven't quite
got a lot of views on Pornhub for some reason.
This is dragging.
Anyhow,
we need to call cut.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. Bye bye. Have a great day.
Goodbye.